Good morning, everyone. This is Sean Butner with Start Your Day with a Coach. I am so glad to be here this week. We're talking about boldness. So yesterday we talked about three different types of fear, and today we're going to talk about a concept I think I learned from Tim Ferriss called fear setting and just kind of how I think through it. I think it's a little bit different from him. But first, if you're joining us, please say hi. Hey, Dave, I see you that you're on. And if you have any questions, put them below here. Really, why are we talking about boldness right now? And I think it's because it's the intersection of when you take bold action and you're following your dream. Like that's what we call passion. When you take bold communication and openly and honestly communicate with others, that's intimacy. When you boldly challenge how other people think and that's and assumptions. That was the other thing. That's what we call leadership. So these are all things I think we need more in today's world, especially in how dark the news is and all. We need things to be doing, things that we're engaged in. We need to be building those relationships, and we need to create the next set of leaders that'll take us beyond this, because my personal opinion is it's not been great all around. So um, we need you, the world needs you to step up, to lead, to build community, and to work on something passionate. So we're going to talk about fear setting today, because sometimes we dread the big actions, the big bold actions that we need to take in order to advance our lives. And you can get caught up in that fear, and without having a model to think through, hey, is this really something I should be completely terrified of? In most cases, if it's not going to physically hurt you, no. But each person has their own situation. The second thing is like, how do we mitigate that? So if you're stuck in, hey, I want to start that business, but I'm afraid that I'm going to go bankrupt going through it, my family will not eat, and all that stuff. Those are good concerns and responsible concerns for your family and for the people you got to take care of. But there's also, if you get stuck there and you get stuck there for too long, that's when people fall into that life where they just don't feel fulfilled. You know what I mean? Like they've been going through the motions. They have a great life, but there's something missing. Like you look back at like high school and college, and like those were the golden years with all the opportunity ahead of me and kind of freed. But right now, I'm just kind of in the slog of the day to day. So we don't want you to feel that, because as your high performance coach, I'm constantly trying to help you beat what's ever normal in your life without burning out. And you will burn out if you're not challenged, if you're not living your truth, if you're not getting after your dreams. So that's why we're having this conversation today. That's why it's super important. And this is why I love this topic. I absolutely, I have journals and journals and journals of different things that I've tried. And this has been, this version of it has been a really, really great way to kind of steer my psychology from that dark place when I have to make a big decision into making the right decision, and the decision that ends up being the best thing. So, I mean, this is one of the reasons why I ended up leaving Walmart to start a business, and then, finding a job at Apple when that business fell apart. And that was turned out to be a really happy path. It was a little bit tough going through it, but like looking back, like I have a bunch of really cool friends now. I have a really awesome experience at a world-class organization, and got me to California, which had always been a dream of just being on a coast. So although like I really wanted to surf, and then that never happened, but people are weird. So anyways, fear setting. So there's 4 points that I'll walk you guys through today. So if you're there's a big like career change you're thinking of, or a big life change, like maybe you want to start a family, or maybe it's happening because nature. Maybe you want to take that big move. Maybe you need to find a new hobby, or actually like you've had this idea for a long time and you've never acted on it. And, there's maybe some fear there. Well, this will help walk you through. The first thing you want to do is you want to get a journal, something like these, I guess people like show and tell on the internet. And, get a blank page and, the first section on this big decision that you want to do, you want to think of what's the worst possible scenario for it. Now, this is counterintuitive to start here, but there's a method and reason. And worst, trademarked, of course, not bratwurst, but the worst possible thing. I thought that was funny myself. But so really what you're trying to do is like, what is the absolute most horrible thing that could happen if I took this bold action? And a lot of times when you write it down, you're like, maybe that's not so bad, or you're like, okay, no, like that's definitely the big elephant in the room, or you might realize there are more kind of concerns in your subconscious. And that's what we're trying to get out, all of that onto a piece of page, because when you capture it on a page, it can't do you any harm. Not true. But it's a cool idea. For me, getting it out of my head helps reduce anxiety. So, but yeah, get it captured, right? The second thing you're going to do is get your plan, right? Plan it out. And what does that mean? You're going to take that worst possible thing and you're going to say, if this happens, then I'll do this, right? And when you go through this, it should be something that helps you mitigate that risk or helps you feel good about it moving forward. And then when you're done with that, and you've gone through the list of your things, you're like, if all those things were solved, what's the next worst thing that could happen? And you just kind of repeat this cycle of imagining the worst case scenario and then I'm going to heroically handle it this way, right? All right, so go through that a couple iterations and until you start feeling good about it, like, okay, like I could start making this decision. Then I want you to think about what happens if you don't do anything. Nothing gets done. If you're like, if I never started that business, if I never asked that person out, if I never switched my career to this new, more awesome job that I'm really interested in, what would happen? And what would happen like today? What would happen in a month? What would happen in the next 5 years? What would happen at the end of your life, looking back at this particular moment? And sometimes when you realize that, like, I might be missing out on an adventure, I might be missing out on my shot, I might be missing out on just knowing if I can do this, or knowing if this is right for me, or knowing that, this is going to be awesome, can help motivate you. But also, like, if you're stuck in a job that you don't really love, what's that going to say to your kids in the future? What's that going to say to your future family? How are your friends going to view you if you shirk back and don't take that grand idea that you have and chase it? And I think sometimes thinking of legacy, it can really also put a fire under your butt to start doing stuff, And it doesn't have to be perfect, and it's not going to go exactly the way that you want. But starting, getting into it, figuring out what works and what doesn't work is invaluable. And you'll feel alive when you do it, Okay, so you have all the worst things that could possibly happen and some plans to how you're going to handle it. Saving money, is it, tapping this person, whatever it is. The final thing that you're going to do is, if you go forward and you have moderate success, what are you going to gain, right? What happens if you start that business and maybe it fails, right? But you're going to learn a lot along the way. You're going to make connections. You're going to start feeling more engaged in your life. If you switch jobs, yeah, you might be starting over, you might be starting as the low man on the totem pole, but you're going to be feeling more fulfilled. You're going to be feeling like you're contributing in the way that you uniquely can. You're going to be feeling like you're in control of your life. You're directing it, you're being proactive, and you're leading your best story through your life. So that can be a very, very important reminder that, we have more control over our lives. And there's good things that can happen when we take a little bit of risk. So super, super important. So hope you guys liked this video on my version of fear setting. Tim Ferriss also has a really great synopsis of it. I'd definitely go look through his. I think it has like 3 columns or something like that. But that's what the internet's for, folks. If you like these videos, I want to let you know too that I do have slots open for my coaching practice. So if you go to sean.coach, then you can take an assessment and get a free hour strategy session with me where we'll take some of these concepts, but we'll talk about your performance, get a little bit more into your life, and then help you create a plan going forward on how to go out and conquer. And I've had clients that have started businesses, that have switched careers, that have figured out some team dynamics that have helped them, really lead in a much greater capacity. So I know this process works and is awesome. Check it out. Again, it's sean.coach. And tomorrow we'll be continuing the conversation. So I hope to see you guys there. Hope you guys loved this video. See you tomorrow. Take care and goodbye.